Good evening. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the school board meeting this Tuesday, March the 4th, 2014. If you wish to speak during the hearing of citizens, please pick up a card to my left at the rear of the chamber, print your name and topic clearly, and turn that card in to our board assistant, Zoe Marshall, sitting to my left. At the appropriate time of the hearing of citizens, I'll call you up to speak, and you'll be allotted 3 minutes. Please note that respect for divergent viewpoints and civility will be shown at every board meeting. For the viewing audience, Dr. Carol Todd, will be participating in the school board meeting via speaker telephone this evening. And now would you all please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance under the direction of Booker High School Color Guard under the direction of Colonel Ben Wise and Sergeant John Ledbetter.
Mark time. March. Colors. Halt. Right. Face. Present. Colors. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Colors. Colors. Pose. Right. Face. Forward. March.
This evening, we're happy to have a student representative with us, Miss Cassie Benjamin, who is a student at Booker High School. Welcome, Cassie. And would you please give us or tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're studying?
Hello, good evening. My name is Cassie Benjamin, as she said. I'm a senior at Booker High School. I've been attending Booker for 3 years now. I was out of the country beforehand. I am in the VPA program, which is the Visual Performing Arts. I dance. I also did cheerleading this year. I've also been a mentor for 3 years at Booker High School as a College for Every Student program that is located on campus. This year, I just did find out that I will be attending Hollins University in Roanoke, Virginia. I was accepted and granted a $56,000 scholarship, which is, thank you. That'll be about $14,000 a year, so that'll end up being $56,000. At Booker, we take very much pride in our visual performing arts. Everything I do, I connect back to my dance, and I do plan on majoring in dance as well as women's studies to combine that with the ideals that young women around the world can do something in life. Dance for me is not only something I do for fun, it's something I love truly and dearly. I was given the privilege to choreograph this year that was put into the staff production in late fall, I believe. And this year I was allowed to do a solo, and I collaborated with a staff member. So I'm very proud of the way I've reached, and to be here tonight, I'm very honored. Thank you.
Well, we're really honored to have you here, and we're so excited to hear that you're going off to Virginia, a wonderful state, and study at an all-girls college, which has a wonderful history and reputation. So best of luck to you. This is terrific. And, of course, in your honor, we have our elementary executive director, Mr. John Zordich, here, who is going to present some art programs from the elementary schools in the area. And we're really excited about this, John. So tell us more.
Well, we're very excited as well. Good evening, board members. I would just like to tell you that arts education is phenomenal and it's just outstanding in Sarasota County. Part of that is really because of the supportive community and the past referendum that has supported all the arts and music teachers at the elementary schools. That is something that is not common in Florida. Some elementary schools do not have those teachers in their schools. So we're very fortunate to live in this community with the support of all of our arts community. Arts education is happening in the schools, and we have art, music, dance, drama classes in the elementary schools in various departments. But tonight we're just going to highlight two programs, two of the 24 elementary programs. One is a collaboration that we have with one of the wonderful art organizations we have in our community, and the other is just sort of an offshoot of clubs that happen at an elementary school that end up being performing groups, and that will be the other emphasis this evening. So first I would like to introduce Chad Erickson, and he is the principal of Bayhaven Elementary. Chad.
Well, good evening, board members, Superintendent White, community members, parents, and students. It is truly an honor to be here tonight with you and with our Bayhaven students. We're excited to share with you the collaboration that has occurred this past school year between our Bayhaven teacher team, the Bayhaven students, and the Sarasota Ballet. I'd like to introduce Marianne Servian, Director of the Sarasota Ballet, to share some introductory remarks.
Good evening, Madam Superintendent, board members. Thank you so much for the opportunity to bring this exciting program here for you to see. The Sarasota Ballet is many things. We are a professional company of almost 50 members that perform locally in many venues in Sarasota. We have performed at the Kennedy Center in Washington, and we've been invited to perform in New York City in October. We have a very extensive school program with over 150 students, and we have an at-risk program with many students coming from the Title I schools into our Dance the Next Generation program. This year, we've been very, very fortunate that one of our principal dancers, Sarah Sardelli, that you'll meet later, retired over the summer at the ripe old age of 20-something, I'm not sure what it was, and we have been able to bring her on board as the outreach coordinator. Through her efforts, she's been able to collaborate with the Bayhaven School to be able to go into the school and teach the students parts of our brand new John Ringling Circus Nutcracker, which premiered last year in December. It's an opportunity to teach not just about the dance, but about the history of Sarasota and the circus history. So the children learned parts of the dance that was one of the dances that was done in the Nutcracker. We then brought close to 100 students in to watch a performance, first in to watch a rehearsal in the studio to watch the company in practice clothes and getting ready to do this wonderful performance. Then they were all invited with their families to come to the performance, and they got to go to the Van Wezel to see this absolutely glorious performance. And you will see a little bit about that tonight. And we are looking forward to yet another collaboration. We're about to do a world premiere of a theater ballet to the book A Secret Garden. So thank you all for all you do. Thank you so much for making sure that there's arts in education, and let's hope that this referendum passes and we continue to have arts in education. So thank you very much for your time.
As a parent, teacher, and administrator, I've sat through many assemblies within the school environment that have been informative, entertaining, and educationally beneficial for our students. However, not long after the performers have left the building, our children would go on to the next part of their school day, and more often than not, the school assembly experience was completely absent from their memory by the end of the school day. I would often leave those assemblies thinking, What academic subjects do the performers need to study in preparation for the performance? What math concepts were involved with learning how to read music? What stretching and strength training was involved in preparation for the performance? What literature was studied so that we could craft a script for this performance? What levels of effort and perseverance were needed by the artists in order to attain this level of accomplishment? And most importantly for us, what parts of our current K-5 curriculum are intricately and naturally connected to this performance? All of these questions led us to the Sarasota Ballet. We decided to include the Sarasota Ballet in on these questions and on this conversation. We asked them if they'd be willing to collaborate with our staff and our students on a continued basis so that we could learn, grow, and find natural, not forced, subject area connections using the complexities of the ballet as a vehicle for our learning beyond the assembly. Fortunately, Sarah Sardelli, Marianne Servian, and Ian Webb said, yes, we would love to join you in this partnership. And we've been on a fruitful learning journey this entire school year. We are very proud of what we've accomplished this first year, and we hold great promise for the future in talking about this secret garden and what that would look like with Bayhaven. So at this time, I'd like to introduce two of our terrific third grade Bayhaven Manatee students, Julia Grand Prix and Alma Dosberg, and Julia's mother, Mary Grand Prix, to share some of their reflections about this collaboration.
I just want to say that I loved how the Sarasota Ballet took two of our most favorite things, a circus and a nutcracker show, and put them together and got the circus nutcracker. At first, I thought it was boring, but then I got so into it that I loved it.
I thought it was a really exciting experience for all third graders who watched it, and after they watched it, they're like, wow, I can't believe I've never seen such a good show before. We learned a lot during the process to prepare for the show because we learned about the Ringling Brothers who started a circus and also the past of the Nutcracker. In art, we made art pieces that we imagined might be like the animals that might be in the scenes. And some are even picked to be in the program. Watching it, though, was a highlight of out of all the things that we did. After we watched it in the Van Wezel lobby, we talked about what we really liked about the show. And for me, that was actually really everything. When they told us how they made the new Nutcracker from the old Nutcracker and the circus, it helped us later when we were writing plays because we saw how to put a story together. And everyone was really excited for it, so it was really fun to be excited for something that ended up being really good. It started everyone's imagination going because it was such a good show that you're like, oh, I wish it wouldn't ever end. So, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mary Grand Prix. I'm one of the lucky parents who got to go to the Nutcracker field trip with the kids. And I just want to say I'm also an artist, and I really believe that bringing arts to our children is just absolutely crucial for having creative thinkers grow up into this world and bring us forward into new thoughts and new ways of thinking outside the box, which is exactly what this ballet did by bringing the circus into it. And I think the kids saw that this was not just an ordinary ballet. A lot of kids had never been to the ballet before, but I think some of the kids that had been, too, realized this was a really special performance because of what the girls said, bringing the circus into it. I think it lets them know that they can change things, too, and they can be creative thinkers. As we can see, it came into some of the classroom work that Alma was talking about, and just opens up their brains into new ways of thinking and learning. So I'm very grateful that the ballet got to be a part of this, a part of their experience this year. Thank you very much.
And now we're excited to share with you the Mouse Dance presented by Carter Gish, third grader at Bayhaven, and his fellow dancer, Olivia Ratner. So they will be coming forward to share with you the Mouse Dance. Thank you, Carter and Olivia. We'll now have a parent and a student from third grade in Mrs. McSwain's third grade classroom, Lisa Snipes Williams, one of our parents, and her daughter, Lisa, have some reflections to share with you about the collaboration.
We always experience new shows and talent. What are some new shows or talents that have you experienced? The show that impressed me the most was the Sarasota Ballet performance of the Nutcracker. I was fortunate enough to be part of the collaboration between the Sarasota Ballet and Bayhaven. It was in December 2013. I was happy because I received free tickets and my mom got a reduced ticket, which allowed her to go. This allowed us to have a girls' afternoon. We got really fancy and wore heels. When I came in my mom's room, we said to each other, "Ooh, don't we look good?" and how we are ready for a nice afternoon together. What I liked the best was the circus, was the part about the clowns. When the lady clown walked with her big bum waddling, back and forth across the stage. I thought it was the funniest thing I ever saw. I ever saw such an enormous bum like that before. I laughed so much I started to cry. The tears flowed like a waterfall. I tapped my mom on the shoulder and I said, "Mom, wasn't that comical?" Being part of the collaboration with Sarasota Ballet, I liked the gracefulness of the ballet dancers and the silliness of the clowns. I hope to come back another time to experience the humor and the beautiful dancing. Most of all, I felt welcomed by the ballet company because they took their time to take pictures with us after the show.
That's a tough act to follow. Once again, I was also one of the parents who was fortunate to go to the ballet, and it was fabulous. And I love the way they collaborated, the circus and the ballet, because once kids hear ballet, like my friend over there said, she thought it was going to be boring. But when you infuse the circus, they get excited. They see the colors, and it was well done, and I enjoyed it. And like she said, that's why she's dressed like this today. Her favorite was the clown with the enormous bum, and she could not get over that. But we just, as a community, have to continue to let arts live, because we have a witness of right here with us that if you let the arts live in the youth, they can grow up and share with other youth. So let's let the arts live.
Mrs. Sucker.
Thank you. And at this time, we'll have Mrs. Wetterbrock, one of our wonderful third grade Bayhaven teachers, come up to share some reflections.
Thank you very much. And thank you to the ballet and Mr. Erickson, who got this whole collaboration started. When it first started out, we had a meeting and we planned, and what are we going to do, and we all got so excited. The first activity, we had the ballet come and give an assembly for our students. And they showed, this is level 1, this is level 2, this is the dance. The terms are all in French, and we learned so much. And then you have to imagine over 100 third graders standing up in our cafetorium, and we all did the mouse dance. I'm sure it was a professional performance. And then after that, a couple months later, we had the opportunity to tour Ringley Museum. We went to because we wanted to hear more about John Ringley. We wanted to see the Circus Museum because many of our third graders had never had the opportunity to go to the Circus Museum. And we were able to tour that. And then we were able to go and actually go behind the scenes and sit crisscross applesauce in a room and watch these professional dancers. It looked like they had been practicing for hours and months and months and months, all the hard work. And then we were told, well, they haven't practiced in a couple months because, this is an old piece. And the students, if you could have been there, you would not have known anyone was in the room. They were mouth open wide. And something I loved at the ballet was they had the gentlemen come out and do an ensemble dance. And the men were so strong. And it was as if they were watching the Buccaneers or someone. And when they came back, I heard several comments. Wow, did you see how strong that man was? And maybe I want to do ballet, which made my heart soar. And back in the classroom, we wanted this to be more than just okay, we're going to go see the ballet, end of discussion. So I needed help to come up with this list. I asked them earlier this week. Now, mind you, we have done these activities back in November. And if you ask third graders, what did you do last week? Sometimes, I don't know, nothing. Well, my students came up with 23 activities that they remembered that we did to prepare for the ballet. I'm just going to read some of them. We made posters. They were able to enter the posters in a contest, and the winning posters were actually in the brochure that they passed out to all the audience members. I had artists in my classroom, and you would have thought it was magnificent. I just found this out, and I didn't even know they had done this. They listened to the music of the dance of the Sugar Plum, and they learned how to play it on xylophones. At PE, they became clowns, and they juggled, and they learned how to spin plates, just to incorporate that. at technology, they learned to play online games. And they weren't just games. We figured out they were learning physics, they were learning strategies, and yet it all tied in with what we were doing. We watched YouTube videos about the Sarasota Ballet. We were amazed at how many shoes the ballet goes through to get ready. We learned about their costumes. We learned how they wrote their music. We learned everything possible. And then later on, it was our turn to write a play for Florida Studio Theater. And it was like, I can do this. They did it. I can do it too. Who knows? We might have a winning play. And then the day of the performance. Imagine a Saturday, the Saturday after winter break. And we had probably 80 students and their parents who met us at Van Wezel. When Lisa said they looked good, we looked great. And you can imagine when you are bringing that many third graders and you're realizing Van Wezel's a very, patrons go there, they expect quiet. The students were exceptional. What a great opportunity to learn audience behavior. They clapped at the right place. They were quiet. Of course, they were glued to what was going on stage. And afterwards, one thing that touched my heart was when Julia turned and she said, "This is the best field trip I've ever been on." And we've gone on some really great field trips, too. And other kids were saying yes. And we had not really told the kids this, but some of the dancers actually came in their costumes and met them, shook their hands, took pictures with them, answered their questions. Wow, what an experience for the kids. We did something I love doing. We made memories. A memory that they probably will remember in 50 years from now. Well, it's something you did in third grade. I went to the John Ringling Circus Nutcracker. And thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you for letting me speak before you.
Thank you.
And at this time, I'd like to have Sarah Sardelli and Marianne come up to receive recognition.
Is our microphone working?
Our staff and our students are indebted to this collaboration, the generosity with the tickets, and most importantly, spending the time with our students and our staff. So our school, Bayhaven School Basics Plus, would like to present a Professional Collaboration Recognition Award to the Sarasota Ballet. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Sarah Sardelli, and I'm now the Outreach Coordinator for the Sarasota Ballet. And I just want to talk really briefly. Everyone has touched upon all the wonderful aspects of the outreach. You've heard from the parents, teachers, students, Mr. Erickson and Marianne, and I hope you're able to get a feel for what an enriching process this was. Now, Marianne talked a little bit about it, but I want to tell you about the exciting project that the Sarasota Ballet will be starting this summer and incorporating into the next school year. And it is building a brand new ballet from the ground up, which will be based on the book, The Secret Garden. The creation of this world premiere will coincide with the creation of a strong educational component focused once again on the third grade. The students will not only have a chance to see the performance, but they will also have the opportunity to see how the sets and costumes are made and even learn some ballet steps and vocabulary. We will also be working closely with the members of the Sarasota County school system to make sure any lesson plans that are developed will benefit not only the students, but also the teachers, who I am very aware have to fulfill many core requirements and standards. So we hope to have the opportunity to come back next year and tell you what a success the Secret Garden has been, not only at Bayhaven School, but at many schools in the district. Thank you.
And this concludes our presentation for this evening. Again, thank you for the opportunity.
Mrs. Zucker.
What a great collaboration. I mean, I'm so excited. This must have been fantastic for you all to do. I can hear it in your voices, and I can see it in the students. What a great opportunity for us to be able to feature you here tonight to let our community see what a great partnership can do. You have opened the horizons for some of our youth who never would have had this opportunity. And I'm greatly appreciative of that because we can grow our kids and we can show them, but there's nothing more better than bad English, but there's nothing better than actually taking them to a performance. I have two grandsons who are involved with the circus, and we went to see, they are part of Sailor Circus, and we went to see the Nutcracker. This is about the third or fourth Nutcracker that I've actually seen, and the way this was put together, it was really unusual, and it was absolutely fantastic. We all had a great time. I think bringing in bringing the circus into the ballet was a great way to show that the ballet is for everyone, and that it's great to be part of the ballet. One of my grandsons also took ballet for 4 years, so he just was a perfect Nutcracker for him to go and see. Thank you so much for coming here tonight and for sharing your time and talents with us and letting us see what is happening in our schools that we don't always get to see. Thank you.
Mrs. Brown.
I think it's wonderful the way that our community and our schools have gotten together to make it so that it's not just a field trip, but that it's an actual learning experience. And I think through that Ed Explore, we've been able to do that. And I really think that enhances the effect for the children. Again, if they can read it and they can see it, but if they can do it, they will definitely retain that so much more. I'd just like to be invited to the field trip next year.
I happen to be on the oversight committee for
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I just want to echo the comments of Mrs. Zucker and Mrs. Brown, and the collaboration is so important, but also would like to recognize the students as I watch their performance, and I am watching the live stream on our education channel with two other people. So we do wonderful things in our schools, and it's me and two other people, and I would just like to make a challenge to everyone in our community to watch our meetings, watch our students' performances, and really see what we do, because their performance was just marvelous.
Very, very true, Dr. Todd. I was particularly interested in seeing our young students and what great presentations and what great presence they have for third graders. As most of you know, we have a partnership with the Kennedy Performing Arts Center, and I happen to be on the oversight committee and just went to Washington in the snow a couple of weeks ago. And we had all of the 14 different communities in the country come together to discuss what's happening in integrating the arts in our curriculum. And I think we're probably ahead of a lot of the other communities in doing this, but I think it's very, very exciting. The Nutcracker has been a special place in my heart for many, many years, and it is something that I experienced as a child and with my daughter as in her childhood. And incorporating the circus with it, I think, is such a wonderful idea for our community. And putting the components of education and things that give students meaningful experiences is something that's really, really important. And I think that we will be doing more of that in the future, so this is a great thing.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the principal of Southside Elementary School, Steve Dragon, who will be describing two of his after-school clubs. Good evening, board members, Attorney Hardy, Superintendent White, and Cassie. I have to say this young lady to my left, Cassie, and I go back quite a while. I think it's 13 years, my friend. She was a young kindergarten student at Goshen Elementary School, where I think she began that dance career. So I'm very excited to hear about how you have progressed, and I wish you the very best. Proud of you. I'm very pleased to report to all this evening that all the arts are alive and well at Southside School.
At our school, we believe that enrichment breeds achievement, and our school offers a wide variety of after-school clubs. We have 22 to be exact. So I'd like to share with the board members that the 4 portables that have been delivered to our school are scheduled Monday through Friday at full capacity. So we're making good use of those resources. This evening, I'm excited to be showcasing 2 after-school music clubs under the direction of our new music teacher. He is a welcome addition to our school. His name is Mr. Sergei Glushnikov, and he is affectionately known as Mr. G. I'd like to introduce at this time one of our 4th grade students, Luca Juckett Malone, to join me.
My name is Luke. Wait, is it on? Okay. My name is Luca Juckett Malone, and I am in 4th grade. I like Marimba Magic Club because after school I get to stay at school and do something I love. The first time I went to Marimba Magic, I felt like it was my heart's desire. I felt like I wanted to cry when I heard the beautiful songs and beats from the instruments. As I sat there playing with my friends, I knew this was my talent.
And now, under the direction of Mr. G, the Marimba Magic Band will play Beethoven's Scottish Dance, and then they will be joined by the Jazz Band, and the Jazz Band and Marimba Magic will perform Clocks by Coldplay. And now I'd like to invite Cooper Dotson to please share some thoughts. He's a little excited.
I like music class. Music class is fun because you get to express your feelings in the music. The songs sound exciting when you listen to them in different ways. In one song, James Bond, we connected with another song, Skyfall. Everyone likes music class because they have fun and at least one part in the song. When we are in school, we learn about all the different musicians, including classical composers. Some of my favorites are Mozart, Beethoven, and Bach. This is my third year of music at Southside. My first 2 years I played the violin. This year I tried out for the bass guitar and the jazz band. I have had a great time in our music class and playing in the band. I love talking about my music experiences.
What grade is he in?
Second grader. And now the jazz band is going to perform 007 Skyfall featuring Kyla Austin, a 5th grader, on vocals. Thank you, Marimba Magic and Jazz Band. Awesome job, my friends. Very, very proud of you. It's amazing what you have accomplished in about 6 to 7 months in rehearsing one day a week in the afternoon. Thank you to our very talented teacher, Mr. G, who's really making a difference. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Trey Turgeon to please come up and share his thoughts.
My name is Trey Turgeon, and I'm a 5th grader. Southside Elementary School has a wide variety of types of education to teach students, but music is my favorite. Of Southside's 7 electives, music is one that students always look forward to. In the music room, there's everything from rhythm sticks and marimbas to drums and electric guitars. One big part of music class that gets everyone involved is that everybody gets a turn. But it's not just all of us playing random sounds. We learn many facts about the history of instruments, types of music, and composers, and we get to learn a lot of songs. If this is not enough for a music-loving student, there are also 2 after-school bands to join. The Marimba Magic and Jazz Band play many songs and perform in public for the community. Southside's music program and the fun I have had participating in it this year is something I will never forget.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Glushnikov, Mr. G.
Good evening. Like you already know, I'm Mr. G, better known around this neck of the woods. Full name is Sergei Glushenkov, and I'm the most recent addition to Southside, and I cannot be more proud of the guys I have this year. I've always been proud of my students, but you guys are exceptional. Each and every one of you has done an amazing job this year. You went above and beyond. And you've performed a lot. You guys made me proud. You guys made your parents proud. And I thank you. You guys are amazing. It's an honor to know each and every one of you. Thank you, parents, for going above and beyond, too. All the instruments, everything. Only few people know how much goes into setting something like this up and making it happen, but the parents surely do an amazing job with that, and I thank you guys. I thank our wonderful leadership represented here by the school board and principals and everyone else that lead us with an uncompromising strive forward to assure productive and bright future for our students. It's a privilege to work in Sarasota County. I believe we are a beacon in the state of Florida and perhaps in the entire country, if not in the entire world. We are unique, we are special, and I think we are a role model for anybody else. Thank you. There is enough said. It takes a village, but truly it takes Sarasota County to raise a truly talented artist. And whatever future you guys choose in life, I hope music, art, dance, drama will always stay in your heart, whether you become a performer or whether you become another productive member of community. It was a pleasure to know all of you, and thank you again.
Mr. Kovac.
These guys over here, I just wanted to say, Bond, James Bond. Guys, that was incredible. How many of you seen a James Bond movie? Bet you none of... Really? Congratulations. I think I've seen all of them. That was just absolutely incredible. At your age, to be able to play music like that is just really outstanding. Had an experience the other night. Remember we had I think he was the director of Venice Symphony was here a meeting or two ago. And I went up after the meeting and introduced myself to him, and he goes, "Oh, I remember you. You were in Bernie Reitmeyer's band in 7th grade at Brookside." So, I mean, that's just how far back. And you guys are going to remember that. I know it's hard to say that right now that you're going to remember something 45 years from now. But, I remember being in band at Brookside, and I remember certainly being in band at Riverview. So I think just incredible what they're exposed to and what they're learning now and what music does for you for not only now, but what it will do for you for the rest of your life. So just congratulations. And the Turgent lad, where is he? Tell your dad I'm ready to go fishing, okay?
Mrs. Zucker.
I just wanted to congratulate you also. You did an awesome job here tonight, and what I kept thinking about was American Idols. Here comes some of you kids. You're going to show up on American Idols and compete. And I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but the gal who sang, awesome job, really great job. Great voice you have. I like that. The way you were able to control yourself and what came out of your mouth was just awesome. And you were all great, and it was such a pleasure for us to hear that. And I like what Mr. G said, and I want to thank you too, Mr. G, because in order for the students to be successful, you have got to be the right teacher, and you've got to be a good teacher, especially to put this together in the 7 months and to have them perform as they are. And I like what you said about a beacon in Florida. I really believe that Sarasota County is a beacon in Florida, and thank you for putting it that way. I will never forget that comment. Thank you all.
Mrs. Brown.
Mr. G, I'd like you to know that we too are proud of what you have done with these students and how they have made us all look good. But I want to thank you too, I mean, on behalf of the students and their parents and us board, for going above and beyond. And I know this shouldn't be our soapbox, but, you know, this, I do believe, is what this referendum does for us. It sets us above. I mean, by having that extra 30 minutes that we can put the music into the classrooms, it is making all the difference in the world in these students. And I know that these students, they're wonderful. They were great. But I'm sure that superintendent or whoever had to pick and choose had a tough time, because what we saw here is replicated in almost every school in our district. We have got some terrific schools. We have got some terrific music teachers. We had one was the Teacher of the Year last year. I am just so proud of what we are able to do and give to you, and it's because of our community, and it's because of the special people like you that come to our community and be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Dr. Todd, do you have anything to add?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Yes, I'd like to echo the comments of my colleagues. And again, just applaud the students as I was watching and listening to their performances. It's unbelievable. I mean, I felt like I was in a theater with adults performing. They are fantastic, and they should just each pat themselves on the back. In addition, I just am always reminded that assessment is important, but not all of our students learn traditionally. And many of our students learn through the arts and how important the arts are for the academic achievement of our students. And we need to thank the members of our community, all of our staff, our parents, and everyone, everyone who makes the arts a critical component of what we do in Sarasota District Schools.
And I want to echo that as well, and I want to thank the students. First of all, your performance was spectacular. I enjoyed that so much. The drum back in the back, great drumming, the keyboards, the bass guitar, the lead guitar, all right, and all of the other instrumentation is just fantastic, and it just, warms my heart to see this. Mr. G, hats off to you. Mr. Dragon, I know you have a spectacular school, and I happen to have a friend who's very involved in your school, Paula Eppolito. And I think that the parents and the participation that the parents have at Southside has been a great service to the students in that school. I was at Garden Elementary last Thursday night for a parent-teacher evening and got to hear their chorus. And, of course, they have a band in the 4th grade and a band in the 5th grade, and they're having a special performance in April, which I hope to attend. And it's just so wonderful to see the things that are going on in our schools. And Mr. Zordich, you chose well and wisely, and I so appreciate and want to thank you for bringing these wonderful students and these wonderful performances to us tonight.
You're welcome, and I think arts education is doing very well here in our Sarasota County elementary schools. I'd like to give everybody one more last round of applause for the great work they've done. And I'd also like to beg the board for just a moment of indulgence so we can have all our children go home and get some sleep tonight because they have school tomorrow. So please feel free to leave at this time.
And that ends our special presentations. And next we have our superintendent's report. Mrs. White.
I thought instead of adding a superintendent's report tonight that this said it all. So in order to save some time, we'll skip the superintendent's report. Remember.
Very well. And next we have the hearing of citizens. I have 3 cards for citizens to speak. First of all, I have Mr. Warner. Mr. Warner, would you come forward, please, sir? And speak into the microphone, making sure the red light is on the button on the front of the microphone, sir. And you have 3 minutes. Green light will come on at the beginning, and after 2 minutes, a caution light for the 3rd minute will come on.
Okay. Before the clock starts, I just have to point out that, Cassie, you're going to the school where my daughter graduated. Hollins College was a great experience. And she graduated from Pineview, went to Hollins, and now she is an urban planner with a Wade Trim engineering firm in Tampa. And my son Ty graduated from Pineview, became an urban planner, and now he is executive director of the Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Council. It's good to point that out because they taught me what I'm about to start to speak about. They taught me a lot. My name is Rod Warner, and I'm a county representative to the Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization. And I'm on the Citizen Advisory Committee. For the FDOT, the MPO prioritizes federal and state funding and spending on roadways coming to and from your schools. The FDOT is telling us today, 90% of students are driven to school. And school boards in this state are behind best practice, safer mobility for staff, parents, and students on foot and on wheels. At personal and societal cost of injury, wasted time, wasted fuel, vehicle wear and tear, air pollution. Also am a citizen on the Federal Highway Administration peer-to-peer review team promoting best practice mobility. And I'm finding where school boards in other states are prioritizing mobility when they choose where to locate schools, how they manage congestion during drop-off and pickup, and nearby intersections entering and exiting school events and football game parking. Also am on the US41momentum.com team, which is advocating intersection management devices, the modern roundabout for the US 41 corridor. And we found many school districts and other states are deploying them to resolve school day congestion and unwind parking area conflicts and backups. You will find detail in what schools, other schools are doing in other states attached to an email sent to you recently. Top candidates here are the high schools, Booker, Northport, Oak Park, Pineview, Riverview, Sarasota, and Venice. Looked at them all. We have offered examples in that email of best practice, such as East Ridge High School in Woodbury, Minnesota, Clark County High School in Berryville, Iowa, or Virginia, take that back. So I'm here encouraging you to initiate mobility best practice with your jurisdiction traffic engineers, the MPO itself, and the FDOT to be as leading edge in safer, smoother mobility to and from schools as you clearly and certainly are in academics. You can measure up. I know you can. Thank you. And good luck, Cassie. You'll like Hollins.
Thank you. Next, we have Tracy Adams.
Am I ready to go?
Please begin.
My name is Tracy Adams. I'm speaking on behalf of my son, Matthew Bone. Let me commend you on how great your cover-up and dismiss parents' concerns. My child has been a victim of being bullied, neglected, and threatened, not just by the other students, but as well as by the staff. I have informed you if you didn't have the proper resources to properly educate my child, then, by law, you would have to help assist. But all you have done is hindered. How about instead of embezzling money for the same tests for this American drywall, that you hire the same person and still have without answers? You should take the money to provide a safe and healthy environment for the children. My son will be undergoing his second biopsy this year alone and already has surgery in his future. He did not have these issues before attending Lamarck. I'm appalled at the cover-up from this district. I am disgusted with the lack of support to help educate these children. And this is my third year trying to achieve something and to no avail. Since the school does not see my child's illness and concerns to be relevant, you have left me no choice but to take further action. The reason I am here is solely to be on record. Thank you.
Charles Hummer.
Yes, I'm Charles Hummer. I've been coming here for a few months now. I love the arts. I love the programs. I think they're fantastic. I'm a member myself of the Ringling Museum Association. And I think all of this is wonderful, but you fail to talk about the lemon in the crowd, and that's Lamarck Elementary School. You have a duty to respond to the people. You're all elected officials, and you work for the citizens of Sarasota County. How dare you set up on that podium and refuse to answer our valid questions? We elected you to your positions, and whether you like me or dislike me or any of us, you have an obligation to do the jobs that we hired you for. You also have a duty to answer any and all of our valid questions about Lamarck or anything else that is in your job preview. I challenge your decisions. You failed to protect the children of Lamarck Elementary School under the following provisions: the International Property Maintenance Codes, 108.1.1, unsafe structure, 108.1.3, structure unfit for human occupancy, 108.1.5, number 6, dangerous structure or premises. I also challenge you that you violated the premises liability law at Lamarck Elementary School. These are based on the test results that have been registered positive in the off-gassing test performed October 2013. These are also based on the VOC tests that were performed in September 2013. I'm also putting you on notice that I'm on a petition for an audit on all the expenditures associated with the Lamarck Elementary School. Why would the same school board keep hiring the same companies over and over again, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars with no results? Your school board better wake up, because you have a choice to make. You can either close the school now and get it fixed, or tender your resignations and allow the governor to make temporary appointments. Thank you.
I feel all citizens have their right to speak. Anyone who has questions about this can go to our website, SarasotaCountySchools.net, where just yesterday it was updated on issues relating to Lamarck. If you want to know the facts, please go to the website and look it up. Thank you.
There are no additions or corrections to the agenda. May I have a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
Move approval.
Second.
Please vote. Dr. Todd, are you able to vote electronically?
I am voting right now.
Great.
Thank you. And not to be intrusive, I'll let my colleagues do the motions in a second.
And it is recorded. 5 yes, 0 no. It passes. There are no items pulled for comment. Next, we have new business. May I have a motion on item number 17, please?
Move that the school board approve the new job description for outreach specialist as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Please vote. The motion passes 5-0. May I next have a motion on item number 18, please?
I would move that the school board approve the job description for Administrative Assistant 3, Preschool Director as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Please vote. The vote passes 5-0. Do we have any announcements? Mrs. Brown?
I just want to say I was so proud to be joined with my fellow board members at the official opening of Booker High School last week. That new facility is such a beautiful facility, and we upgraded it. We pulled the campus together so the students don't have to cross the street, and it was a great collaboration with the community. And we had Black History Month, and I went there and I heard some of the speakers talk about how things used to be and how segregated the school was at one time. And I think the process of rebuilding the school helped a lot of healing for that community, too. And I think they understand that where our hearts are for the future of Booker. That school is just a beautiful campus setting right now, open but yet a safe surrounding. And we've got not only the VPA there, but we've got the Law Academy there. We've got so many other programs there at Booker High School. And I would encourage any of you to stop by and have a visit at that school. It's, I think, one of our shining examples of what we're doing right, again, in this school district.
Dr. Todd, do you have any comments?
Not at this time. I spoke with Mr. Lindsay, excuse me, but I do have some comments for next week about buses. But thank you for asking.
I will just say that spring break starts next week, and a lot of children and teachers and staff are excited about that. So we will be on spring break beginning next Monday, March the 10th. And our next monthly work session is March the 18th from 10 to 3, and our regular board meeting will be the same day, March the 18th, 2014 at 3 p.m. We're adjourned. What?
22 after-school programs.
I know, I think it is, but I mean, they have a foundation there. They have a very active parent group. They're doing specialty programs after school. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And a lot of it is all Apolitos, really.
So I guess
He still lives up here, yes.
We could win some football games.
Thank you for coming.
With Booker, what we do, if he's interested in BPA, he can come in and he'll do his audition.
He did it.
He did it? For which BPA?
Portfolio in.
Okay.
He didn't know which one he wants to do.